What is going on, everybody? Today we are breaking down the tape, the Eagles offensive line against the Cowboys defensive line. As a lot of you guys know on this channel, we break down both teams. So what I want to do in this video is kind of just break down both teams together. Kind of look at some positive reps for the Eagles, some positive reps for the Cowboys, and really just break down the trenches. I want to start with this first play right here. This is going to be a one-step drop. The quarterback gets the ball out for a 13-yard completion. But I want to talk about this play and really show you guys how great of a football player Micah Parsons is. Now, in my opinion, Lane Johnson is one of the best right tackles in the NFL, if not the best. And Micah Parsons is probably the best defensive end in the NFL. And watching these two guys go at it was a very interesting battle. Because there's plays like this where Johnson does a good job setting, but Parsons beats him right at the point of attack. Parsons is going to give Johnson an inside move, and had this not been a one-step drop, Parsons may have got a hit on the quarterback. But even as you guys watch this play, DeMarcus Lawrence does a great job cross-chopping right guard Isaac Seumalo. As the play begins, he's going to fake to the inside, and he's going to use that right hand to cross-chop, and ultimately he gets to the outside. Of course, this was a one-step drop, so Hurts got the ball out, and they picked up 13 yards. Now, on the other end, if you look at Jordan Mailata, he does something that's very interesting. He's going to jump set number 92, which means he's going to take the fight directly to 92. One of the things Mailata's done a great job with is changing up his pass sets, and this is an example of that. As the play begins, instead of getting vertical and going backwards, he's going to go directly at number 92. He's going to go directly at Dorrance Armstrong, and he's going to make contact with the defensive end instead of letting the defensive end make contact with him first. Of course, Armstrong runs away. It really doesn't matter. Just quickly wanted to point that out. Let's get into the next rep. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and jump forward and let's get into the first sack of the game. This came on the first drive with 12 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. You guys can see the play. Jalen Hurts takes a sack. And this one's interesting because I think this is a man-on-man situation by the offensive line, which means that Lane Johnson has DeMarcus Lawrence, Seumalo has Osa, Kelsey has Bohanna, Dickerson has Armstrong, and of course, Mailata's responsible for Parsons. And you're going to get a chip by number 3 on Parsons as well. Now, here's the interesting part about this play. The Cowboys on the interior are going to run a defensive line game. 98, 93 are going to slant hard down. Number 97 comes around. And Dickerson actually picks up 97, and technically he should not have because this is a man-on-man situation. But I think this is actually a smart play by Dickerson. Now, of course, as you guys can see, right guard Seumalo is not blocking anyone, and ultimately that's the guy that's going to get to the quarterback. Now, let's break this play down even further. As this play begins, I want you guys to watch the right guard. The right guard's going to make contact with number 97. But you're going to see number 98 crash into the right guard, and you're going to see Armstrong also slant to the inside. And that's important because as number 98 makes contact right there, Seumalo's going to actually come out and try to follow number 97. Instead of just switching, he's going to come forward and he's going to try running after number 97. At the same time, Kelsey sticks to number 98, and Dickerson, instead of sticking to Armstrong, just processes the game, and he takes the guy that's closest to potentially getting the quarterback, which is actually a heads-up move by Dickerson. That's a great job. Ultimately, because it was man-on-man, you bring 5 guys. That's ultimately what you get. Quarterback ends up going down. Now, I do want to also just quickly point this out. The Eagles run this same front as well, where they'll put 5 guys on the defensive line and actually rush all 5 guys. Of course, you can say it's a 3-4 front. This hasn't always been typical, where you bring all 5 guys and you put your offensive linemen in one-on-one situations. Of course, the Eagles like to do it, and we are going to break down the Eagles' defensive line against the Cowboys' offensive line. Probably not today, maybe tomorrow or in a couple days. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into the next play because this next play is very interesting. The Cowboys are going to draw up this D-line game with the linebacker coming off the edge, and I want you guys to watch Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence does a great job giving the right guard a power spin to the outside. Really nice job getting to the quarterback, but of course, quarterback gets it out super quickly, and Stoll picks up 21 yards. 17 came after the catch. But of course, I did want to just highlight Lawrence. I think that's a really nice spin. He fakes the power to the inside, spins to the outside. It's a really nice job for him to win on this rep. It's a really nice job by the quarterback to recognize that the blitz was coming and getting the ball out. Let's get into the next rep. Alrighty, guys, let's jump forward into this next rep. This is going to be a power lead. You're going to get the right guard, right tackle to pull. And it's kind of an interesting play because if Miles Sanders gets tackled when he first makes contact, this is a gain of 7 yards. Instead, he kind of bounces it back a little bit, tries to get to the outside, and then Parsons makes the tackle and the play only ends up picking up 4 yards. But I want to break this play down. I want to kind of get into the blocking. From the offensive line perspective, I love the seal block here by the left tackle. He's going to do a great job blocking down on 72 and absolutely sealing it off. Now, Johnson's actually going to block number 55 outwards, which is kind of interesting because based off of the block here and the block by Johnson, it seems like Sanders should have kicked this to the inside. Now, I understand there might not have been space. So as the play begins, you're going to see that as Johnson gets his helmet to the inside, Sanders still cuts it to the outside. Now, I'm not sure if he should have went to the outside based off the blocking, but it's still a nice job, right? Still a nice pickup of 4 yards. I also want to give credit to the right guard. He does a great job getting out there and picking up number 92, and 92 Armstrong does a great job setting the edge. A really good run defender, in my opinion, is Dorrance Armstrong. The guy's done a really good job in his first 6 games to really be able to help contain the run. I know it only went for 4 yards, but it could have potentially went for 7. But I do want to say also, Michael Parsons, look at the chase from the backside here. Recognizes who has the ball, doesn't quit on the play, and he makes the play right there. That's a great job by Parsons. Let's go ahead and jump into the next rep. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and jump forward and break this play down. This is a run pass option here, and this play is very hard to defend. I'm going to let you guys watch this play. This is a gain of 9 yards by Kenneth Gainwell, but I want to break this play down a little bit. The first thing I want to break down with this play is the read. The quarterback's going to read this linebacker here because he is going to be the closest defender. That could make the play on number 16, who's going to run this screen. You're going to get the 2 guys to block out, but at the same time, that's the pass element of this play. But in this play, the run element is going to be this inside zone here to the right. Now, I want you guys to watch the linebacker, Van Der Esch, and watch how he doesn't really move, right? Like, he kind of sits still. He doesn't move a whole lot. He kind of has to stand still because he has to cover the pass element on this play. The offensive line does a great job, and Gainwell picks up 9 yards on this play. Let's break down the offensive line a little bit. You know, this play right here is very difficult to defend. And it's really this block here by Jordan Mailata. He's going to step to the inside, and he's going to seal off number 92. Kelsey's going to do a great job reaching to the inside and getting here to number 27, Curse. And Dickerson's going to end up just taking on number 98. This play is very difficult. You're really putting a lot on number 55. Number 55 jumps to the inside. The quarterback pulls it and throws it if he goes to the outside, or if he just kind of stands still, as is exactly what he does. The quarterback hands it off, and he picks up 9 yards. Such a difficult play to defend. I did want to just quickly break this play down. It's a nice job by the offensive line. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. You guys, 4th and 4, the Eagles go for it, and we know what happens. Dante Fowler's going to end up jumping into the neutral zone. And I almost feel like this play should be banned from the NFL. I think they should make this illegal. And what I mean is, as the quarterback's going to say hut, as he's going to try to snap the football, a guy's going to just go in motion. As you guys watch 88, he goes into motion. And ultimately that motion, that movement forces the guy to ultimately move. Now this could be the Raiders versus Chargers or the Niners versus Seahawks. And I would say the same thing, right? I'm not saying it because it's the Eagles doing it or it's the Cowboys that are on the receiving end of this. I just feel like when the quarterback says hut and you know that hut motions a guy, it's hard, right? It's hard for a defender because you want to move with that, right? I just feel like this is a play that's very tic-tacky, and I know Shanahan started doing this about 2 years ago, where they would say hut and a guy just goes into motion. But this is 100% designed, right? This is 4th and 4. The Eagles probably didn't even have a play designed for this, right? They probably just knew that they're going to put the guy into motion, and ultimately they may have just called the timeout and not went for it. They may have just kicked the field goal. Of course, 4th and 4, the 5 yards gives you a first down. Keep in mind the quarter was coming to an end. And then on the next play, the very first play of the second quarter, they're going to run the football and they're going to end up getting a touchdown. This is a nice job by Sanders to really have that vision. I think ultimately the Cowboys had this play stopped. If you guys watch number 55, I think he makes a mistake. Instead of staying in his gap here, he's going to end up going back to his left. And as he makes his way back, Sanders just kicks it to the outside and scores a touchdown. But I did want to just kind of point that out, right? That 5-yard play. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Are you guys jumping into this next run right here by Miles Sanders? This is a 9-yard run. And I got to give a lot of credit here to the right tackle, Lane Johnson. He does an absolute beautiful job on this play. Johnson has an inside seal on number 97. Note, number 97 is playing that 3 technique, so this is a very difficult block as an offensive tackle. But as this play begins, you guys are going to see that Johnson does a great job getting out of his stance, really jumping hard to the inside on this play and ultimately making contact. The right guard does a great job giving that double team help, and ultimately Johnson's able to flip his hips and seal off this defensive lineman. This is a great job by Johnson because he's able to successfully reach on the backside 3 technique, and ultimately that's going to create a lane for Sanders. Now Sanders could theoretically jump this to the inside, but he's going to do a great job actually jump cutting this and getting to the outside. As this play continues, he's going to jump cut it out, picks up 9 yards. Great vision right there by Miles Sanders. Check this run out here. This play loses 3 yards. Linebacker Van Der Esch does a great job jumping the gap. Jordan, a lot of flat out misses. Let's break this play down. As we look at this play, this is an inside zone to the left here of your screen, which means all these guys are going to take these wide angles, and basically Mulata's going to double team Parsons, and then he's going to have to turn back and get to the inside to the front side linebacker. Now initially him and the tight end do a great job on Parsons, and they're going to end up pushing him outwards, and the lane would have developed because Landon Dickerson does a great job reaching, but as you're going to see, Mulata just doesn't turn quick enough, and he ultimately misses number 55. 55 goes free, and I know for a fact Mulata realized real quick that that guy may have made the play and that he obviously messed up. Now it's just one play, but Van Der Esch does a great job blowing up the running back. That too, making the tackle, making sure Bart Scott is not able to get to the outside. Parsons gets off his block, also help. That's a really nice job by Van Der Esch jumping the gap there. If you guys look at Dickerson, he's going to do a great job reaching to that long 3 tech, number 92 Armstrong. It's a pretty nice job being able to get out there and sealing it off. But again, Van Der Esch is just the guy that made this play. It's a really nice play. Let's get into the next rep. Alrighty guys, Jack Driscoll came in and played 34 snaps last night for Lane Johnson. Here's one of those snaps. He's in a one-on-one situation with Micah Parsons. Keep in mind that there's 5 defensive linemen by the Cowboys. So the Cowboys are going to absolutely make sure that Parsons will be in a one-on-one situation. This is 1st and 10, and Micah Parsons is going to beat the right tackle Driscoll on an inside move, and he's going to get to the quarterback. And the pass is going to fall incomplete, as you guys are going to see right there. Now, Driscoll does a great job as he gets out of his stance. He's going to get vertical. He's really going to take those steps back, but ultimately, you have this 3 technique defensive lineman going to the inside, which really puts Driscoll on an island, right? There's so much space for Parsons to work with. This is by design. And of course, on this play, Parsons ends up getting to the quarterback. That's a nice job right there by Dan Quinn and that defensive line coach. Let's get into the next rep. Alright, you guys, jumping forward, this is 3rd and 7, and the Cowboys are going to draw up a blitz, and they're going to bring 7 guys, and ultimately Hurts goes down on the sack. Gets credited to Fowler. You can credit to Parsons if you want. You can credit to someone else. It really doesn't matter. A bunch of guys got there at the same time. But this is a terrible job by the running back here. You know, if you want to start and play as a running back, you have to be able to step up in these moments and pass protect. Number 14 misses his guy. He goes to the inside, and Gaineswell fails to recognize to get out to Fowler here and stop Fowler. Now, I don't know if this play would have worked anyways because there's so many guys coming, but the running back, you have to pick your guy up right there. Let's get into the next rep. I want you guys to watch Landon Dickerson here on the pull play. I think Dickerson is one of the better guards in the NFL. Coming out of Alabama, absolutely loved him. He does a great job getting out there and really pushing back Parsons. Not a lot of people can find Parsons, make contact, and push him back. And on this play, Dickerson does just that. That's a great job right there by Dickerson. 13 yards. But even more so than Dickerson, you see Mulata getting up there and getting to number 55. Ultimately, he's able to block his guy, and Sanders picks up 13 yards. This is a really nice job by the entire Eagles offensive line to really get out there, make contact, and open up a massive lane for the running back. Let's get into the next play. I want you guys to watch DeMarcus Lawrence on this play. You know, I know some Cowboys fans have been saying this on some of my past videos. That is, where the hell has DeMarcus Lawrence been? And in my opinion, the guy's been an absolute superstar against the run. It's a really nice job making contact with the tight end, really getting leverage, getting his hands underneath the tight end, pushing him up with that leverage right there and throwing him to the side, and absolutely blowing this play up for a loss of a yard. It's a really nice job by Lawrence. I want you guys to check this play out. If you guys remember, there was a run by Sanders, which Micah Parsons ended up chasing backside and blowing it up. It still went for 4 yards. This is the same run. I want you guys to watch Lane Johnson. I'm sorry, this time I guess it's Jack Driscoll. He does the same thing on number 55. As he gets to 55, he's going to block 55 to the outside. And this time Sanders actually kicks it to the inside. Remember on that last run, he ended up going to the outside lane. This time he goes to the inside. He squeezes through and he picks up 10 yards on this play right here. I just wanted to kind of point that out because it is the same run. It's actually the same run I just showed you 2 plays ago when Landon Dickerson pulled and kicked out Parsons. As you guys will see, the guard this time is going to pull and kick out Parsons, but it's the right guard because the play is going the opposite way. But the Eagles love to run this play where they get both guard and tackle to pull. Ultimately, this play picks up 10 yards. I did want to just point that out. I guess Sanders should have went to the inside on the other play. But again, it was still a gain of 4 yards. But you guys can see right here, Drosko does a great job getting to the back of Vander Esch with that right arm, turning him, and that's a really nice run. Let's go ahead and get to the next rep. Alrighty guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're still watching up to this point, let me know in the comments below because I really appreciate you guys. Do understand this video is kind of a joint video. You know, I didn't want to be way too positive with the Cowboys or with the Eagles. I kind of wanted to just keep it split because I know both teams fans, you guys will be watching this, so I did want to kind of keep it even. Do understand, you know, if I had to just give you guys my opinion on the trenches, I think the Cowboys defensive line did a pretty good job. I think the Eagles offensive line also did a pretty good job, and I think both statements can be true. Right, there were a lot of reps in which the Cowboys got to the quarterback. There were a lot of reps where the quarterback was kept clean, was able to make a throw downfield. I think these are 2 of the best teams in the NFL. So I'm really looking forward to that second battle because it's going to be one of the games of the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time with another video.